After 4 long years of Hoyoverse gatekeeping Natlan, everything is finally unveiled, and it is a lot. So here is a recap of everything that was announced at the Genshin Impact 5.0 livestream. Natlan, the Pyro region, Nation of War, and 6th region will finally be released. It consists of 6 tribes, but only 3 have been introduced so far. Each tribe consists of both humans and Saurians, which are creatures that live among the people of Natlan, with each one having a special ability. The first tribe is the Children of the Echoes tribe. They are famous for mining, jewelry, and dance-offs. This is where the Tapetlosaurus thrives, a geo-looking Pokemon that allows players to easily travel by digging underground and climbing walls. Next up is the People of the Springs tribe. They are music lovers and spend most of their time chilling in hot springs. Their tribe is well known for being a grand vacation spot for visitors. This is also where the Koholosaurus, a Saurian, is great at maneuvering through water and lava. That's right, lava exists in Genshin now. I'm actually curious if Furina can walk on that. Finally, the Scions of the Canopy tribe are enthusiasts of extreme sports. They are also known for their skills in delivery and hunting. The Yumkasaurus also lives here, a Saurian that is great at foraging. This green Pokemon forages different fruits which they can spit out to grapple through heavy terrains, or just throw bombs at enemies, because that's a fun feature. You may be wondering how we can become Pokemons ourselves, but first up, let me explain a new feature exclusive to Natlan. Phlogiston. It's the red bar we see on the top of our health. We use Phlogiston for different purposes like exploration and combat, but essentially it's just an energy source that is integrated into Natlan culture. Now, being a Pokemon will require players to have Phlogiston. A feature called Indwelling is done for players to possess Saurians and gain control over them. Let's move on to the new content. There are brand new Archon quests Chapter 5, Acts 1 and 2. The Pyro Traveler won't be accessible just yet for lore reasons, but they will be available soon. There are 3 new playable characters, and I'll try to use Razor language to explain what each of them does. Kachina is a 4-star Geo Polearm. We get her for free while playing the Archon quest. She is the Drill Girl. Her drill is named Turbo Twirly. This is her skill. She rides the drill for faster movement, but she can also slam enemies with it or leave it as a Geo construct and hit enemies. Her burst creates a dome which just makes her drill more powerful. Kachina's passive allows her to easily locate local specialties on the minimap. Next up is Molani, a 5-star Hydro Catalyst. Her skill is a sharky surfboard that makes her move faster both on water and on land, and in some special areas. To make it simple, her shark bites enemies and marks them. After marking, you then attack to send her shark to bite them even harder. Her burst just throws a shark missile at enemies. Her passive is the same as Kachina, but picking up items will restore Phlogiston, which again is essential for exploration and combat in Natlan. Finally, we have Kinich, a 5-star Dendro Claymore. He has a companion named Kuhul-Ajo, an 8-bit dragon. His kit looks complicated, but it goes something like this. Use skill to grapple. While mid-air, use red bar to grapple again. Be like Bird Lady. Grapple enemies to spin. More spin equals shoot cannon. Burst summons big dragon that shoots laser. His passive is also the same as Kachina, but picking up items will grant a boost in movement speed. Now, in the teasers, we have seen these new characters glow. It's a feature called Night Soul's Blessing. It is activated through Phlogiston engraving, but it is yet to be explained on how to activate it. Essentially though, this glow makes the character stronger in combat. Now we have banners. The first phase is Molani, Kazuha, and Kachina, while the second half is Kinich and Raiden. 2 new weapons are introduced, the signature weapons of Molani and Kinich. By the way, Molani's catalyst is so cute, so cute. 5 new forgeable weapons are available once Natlan releases, and you can get 3 of them for free while participating in a web event. 2 new artifact sets, Obsidian Codex and Scroll of the Hero of Cinder City, can be obtained in a new domain. And there are 2 new bosses, the glutinous Yumkasar Mountain King and the Gold Flame Kukasar Tyrant. Now for system optimizations, buckle up cause it's a lot and it's great. Starting from version 5.0, all new test runs for new characters will now be held in an enclosed space of the open world map. This is so that players can test out their characters' abilities and potential outside of combat. Natlan's reputation system received some tweaks. Different tribes offer different tribal chronicles, which is where the story quest for Mwalani and Kinich are located, as well as other world quests. Essentially, it's still the same reputation system, but with an additional tribal chronicles feature. Future story quests can either appear in the tribal chronicles or the usual story quests. Also, starting from version 5.0 onwards, whenever you play an Archon quest or story quest that has been released in the same version, players will get extra rewards. 500 Primogems from the Archon quest and 60 Primogems as well as Ascension materials for story quest. New players who are AR28 and above and have finished the Liwe Archon quest can access the featured Archon quest for rewards. This means players can temporarily skip Inazuma, Sumeru, and Fontaine Archon quest so that they can claim these new rewards. The Stellar Reunion event now grants an extra 10 intertwined fates on top of the old rewards. Local specialties now appear on the map and state how many are in the area after pressing the Go to Collect button. Certain monsters' drop rates have increased, emphasizing the drop rates of the Kairagi, Nobushi, Spectres, Abyss Mages, and Ruined Robots. World Level 9 is now introduced after doing an Ascension quest between AR58 and AR59. This guarantees the drop rate of boss materials to 3 and increases the levels of enemies as well as their rewards. Artifacts can now be converted into Artifact XP materials instead of Mora. And finally, after 4 years, a new Artifact Transmuter gadget has been introduced. This gadget allows players to consume leveled 5-star artifacts into a Sanctifying Elixir. This Sanctifying Elixir allows the player to choose the main stat and 2 substats of the artifact of their choice. This Sanctifying Elixir may also be obtained by purchasing the Gnostic Hymn from the Battle Pass, Exploration, or through the Anniversary reward via mail. Speaking of artifacts, the Strong Box will also be updated, featuring all of Sumeru's artifacts and the Marishoshi Hunter and Golden Troop artifacts. Starting from Natlan, rewards from the Shrines of Depths, Statues of the Seven, and offering systems similar to the Fountain of Luzine will reward more Primogems, up to a 10 pull to be exact. Speaking of the Statues of the Seven, players who have not maxed their stamina just yet can now increase their stamina via other Statues of the Seven. It is no longer bound to just the statues from Mondstadt and Liwe. The max stamina remains the same at 240. Finally, the Battle Pass has been updated. You may now select rewards you wish to have and select the talent books of your choice if you purchased the Gnostic Hymn. Now, events. The new main event rewards a 4-star catalyst, and one of them involves playing as the Saurians. Imaginarium Theater now displays the elements to be buffed, so it's easier for players to understand and strategize what teams to use. Visionary Mode. A new mode introduced is a harder version of hard mode, and it requires 22 to 26 characters of the seasonal elements. And of course, it has Primogem rewards. We also have a TCG update featuring more monsters and more character cards. 4th Anniversary rewards. It's still the same with 10 intertwined fates, 1600 primos via mail, a new pet gadget, and a new explosive toy, as well as the top-up reset. But they added more. That's right, they listened to the community. From now on, every anniversary, all players may select a 5-star standard character of their choice. And they mentioned that more standard characters will be coming soon. Shockingly, they also added something to the wish system. Capturing Radiance can now be triggered. In Razor language, if you are on the 50-50 and the normal gold star appears, you can either win it or lose it, but there is a random chance of the pink star appearing. If this happens, you win. Capturing Radiance cannot happen when you are guaranteed, and it can only happen on limited banners, excluding the weapon banner. They just basically made the 50-50 into a 50-40 4545. And finally, they reduced the fate points of the weapon banner from 2 to 1. Weapon banner is a scam is no longer. Of course, at the end of every major live stream, they always debut the music for the main theme of the new nation and the battle theme, which is fire, pun intended. The long-term encounter points will also reset at version 5.0, and its next reset will be version 6.0. Lastly, the graphics for Genshin will receive an update, but they made sure that they would try to optimize these graphics for low-end devices. Here are the redemption codes which have already expired by the time I uploaded this video, but I'll drop them anyway. For the release date, Natlan will drop on August 28th.